Students, good morning. Welcome to our video lecture. In the last lecture, we have done up to section B, sum number 12. Today, we will conclude section B as well as section C. Today's target is to complete, students, section B and section C. Now, we start with the 13th question of section B, students, and that question is very important. Section B, sum number 13, students. Section B, we are going to deal with sum number 13. Which index number is used to find rate of inflation? The answer is WPI, Wholesale Price Index Number, WPIN, and write the formula to find rate of inflation. So students, rate of inflation is equal to WPIN of current year minus WPIN of preceding year upon WPIN of preceding year into 100. So this is, students, the formula to find rate of inflation. It is not given in the list of formula, but it is given when we have studied, students, you can see the different types of index numbers. Now students, which index number is used in India to find the rate of dearness allowance? The answer is cost of living index number. Very important MCQ, students, asked in board examination. I repeat, which index number in India is used to find rate of dearness allowance? Students, the answer is cost of living index number. Then 15. State the main difference between fixed base and chain base index number. Now this is self-explanatory. In fixed base index number, the base year and hence the value P0 remains constant, and in chain base index number, every time by default the previous year's value becomes base year's value, or the previous year becomes base year. Then 16. In which method does the base year change each year? Of course, the answer is chain base index number. Answer 16, students. The answer is chain base index number method. What we should write, students? The answer is chain base index number method. Which is the appropriate average for construction of index number? The ideal, the best possible average is geometric mean, but due to difficulty in calculation, the weighted mean is used in practice. So the best suitable average, geometric mean. So which is the most appropriate average? Geometric mean. But due to difficulty in calculation, students, we use weighted mean. How should be the base year in the calculation of index number? A base year, criteria for the selection of base year. A base year should be a normal year, free from natural and man-made calamities, free from political instability, free from you can say economic recession and book, it should be a normal year. Then state the points which should be considered while choosing it. Students, I think this question is incomplete. Section C we are starting with. Students, section C, answer 1. What points are to be, you can say, considered while constructing the cost of living index number? Students, we have already discussed the theory given on page 31. The first is purpose. For what purpose, students, we are constructing the cost of living index number? Second is family budget inquiry. In family budget inquiry, the 5 key items are food, then house rent, then clothing, then fuel and electricity, and the 5th is miscellaneous. Then students, availability of prices of items. Then 4th is students, the basic, selection of a basic. 5th is selection of average, and 6th is appropriate selection of weight. So these 6 points are considered, students, in the construction of cost of living index number. First, purpose. Second, family budget inquiry. In that, 5 key items are food, house rent, clothing, fuel and electricity, and miscellaneous. Availability of price of item, selection of basic, selection of appropriate average, and then weights. Next, students, answer 2 of section C. State the characteristics of index number. Already we have discussed this. Initially, these characteristics are very important, students, given on page number 4. Index number is a unit-free measure as it is a relative measure. Then the changes in the value of variable quantity at 2 different time periods or having different units can be compared. Hence, it is a comparable measure. Index number is a relative measure showing percentage change, because when we multiply by 100, it shows percentage change. Index number is a special average as it possesses all characteristics of an average. An index number compares the situations prevailing at 2 different time periods. So this is also one of the most important questions. What are the characteristics of an index number? What is quantity index number? Students, the percentage relative change in the value of quantity associated with an item for a given period compared to the quantity of the same item in the base period is called quantity index number. What is weight in the construction of index number? And state the types of weights. I told you this is a very, very important question. Question 4. What is weight? The relative importance attached to a commodity is called its weight. There are 2 methods of assigning weight: implicit weight or indirect weight, explicit weight or direct weight. Again, explicit weight has 2 different methods to be given for weights: family budget method and total expenditure method. Why Fisher's index number is called an ideal index number? Those 4 points. Fisher's index number is called an ideal index number due to the following criteria. Students, we have already discussed this on page number 21. It uses the quantity of base year as well as current year. Then the Fisher's index number satisfies 2 important tests, which is the test for ideal or good index number, and those tests are, students, those tests are time reversal test and factor reversal test. Fisher's index number is the geometric mean of last year's and partial index number, and Fisher's index number is free from the demerits of last year's and partial index number. Okay, state the main difference between explicit weight and implicit weight. Explicit weight is a direct method of assigning weight. Implicit weight is an indirect method of assigning weight. Here, weights are assigned in proportion to the weights of other items or commodities. Now, students, Pay attention. We are doing question number 7 onwards. In this questions or this sums are very, very important short sums. Now students, we start from sum number 7. The cost of living index number increased from 280 to 340, while the wage increased from 13,500 to 14,750. Find the real gain and loss of the worker. This is very important. So it is simple cross multiplication, but sum number 7 is very, very important. What you do? Index number and wage. When index number was 280, the wage of the worker was 13,500 rupees. So when index number changes to 340, what should be the wage? So wage is equal to 13,500 into 340 divided by 280. And let us find out, students, what is the perfect answer. We have already calculated the answer, students. Let us check what is the perfect answer, students. Then let us check, students, what is the perfect answer. It should be 16,392.86 rupees. But according to the question, the wage is how much? 14,750. So real loss in rupees will be 16,392.86 minus 14,750, and that comes out to be, students, 1642.86. According to index number, the wage must be 16,392.86. But according to the question, students, the wage is given as how much, students? Then the answer is 14,750. So actually the wage should be 16,000 approximately 393. But according to the question, it is only 14,750. So there is a loss in the income for worker. Okay, students, the cost of living index number and average monthly wage for the year 2010 to 13 are given. Find the real wage for each year. Okay, students, real wage is wage upon cost of living index number 200. Okay, answer A. Here wage and cost of living index number 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. Then 35,000, then 40,000, 42,000, then 50,000. Index is 120, 150, 130 and 160. Here I am writing, students, real wage in rupees. It is wage upon cost of living index number 200, wage upon cost of living index number 200, again wage upon cost of living index number 200, wage upon CLI into 100. So simplify. These all answers are 29,166.1, 29,166.67 rupees. Then 26,666.67. Then 32,307.69. 32,307.69. And the last is 31,250. So this is how students we calculate the real wage, and I think this is very easy. Did not worry students. Only one formula: the real wage is equal to wage upon cost of living index number into 100. Okay, next question number 9. The wholesale price index number for the 14 and 50 are found to be 177.6 and 181.2. Okay students, answer it. WPI for 14 is given as 177.6 and WPI for 50 is given as 181.2. Find rate of inflation. Now, just now, students, we wrote the formula of rate of inflation. WPI of current year minus WPI of preceding year upon WPI of preceding year. So this will be 181.2 minus 177.6 upon 177.6 into 100. Sorry students. In the formula also, if we want to express this into percentage, we have to multiply by 100. Okay students. So I think if in the previous section B, if we have forgotten to multiply by 100 students, understand that to express this in percentage, we generally multiply by 100. Simplified, we get the answer as 2.03 percentage. 2.03%. Okay, in section B students, if I have not multiplied by 100, you understand that to express this in percentage, we multiply by 100. Now, 10th sum. The percentage increase in the price relative of 3 items are 315, 328 and 390 respectively. Now students, pay attention. Here you have to find general index number. Students, to find general index number, say 3 items are A, B, C. Then index number, their weight, and then I, the weight. Percentage increase, this index number is 100 plus increment. So 415, 100 plus increment. So 428 and 100 plus increment. So 490. Their weights are 5:7:8. So we can write 5x, 7x and 8x. Now students, total of weights is 20x. Proportions will be write in terms of x. Now IW 415 into 5, 2075x. Then 428 into 7x, 2996x. And 490 into 8x will give us 3920x. So this total of IW works out to be 8991x. So general index number GIN is equal to sigma IW upon sigma W, 8991x upon 20x, and this simplifies to 449 0.55. So this is how we find general index number. Now students, sum number 11. Students, sum number 11. This also you mark very important. The average disposable income of a family of a class is 25,000 in the year 14, and the cost of living index number for the 16 is 120. Then estimate the income for 16. This is very easy. Students, sum number 11. Question is very long. Answer is very short. Base year index number is 100. At that time, the income was 25,000 rupees. Now, when index number changes to 120, what should be the income? 25,000 into 120 divided by 100. And students, this comes out to be 30,000 rupees. That's all. This comes out to be, students, 30,000 rupees. Now 12. The average monthly income of a worker was rupees 16,000 in the year 2015, and it increased to 20,000 in the year 2016. Find the index number for the year 2016. Simply, students, I is equal to P1 upon P0 into 100. Current year's income was 20,000 rupees. Base year's income is 16,000 rupees into 100. And simplifying this, it turns out to be 125. So this is, students, the index number for current year. Now 13th and 14th, mark this questions as very important. If the production of an item increased by 9 by 5 times in the year 16 compared to the base year, suppose base year's production is equal to P0 is equal to 1. Increment is 9 by 5 times of P0, and that is 9 by 5. So, current year's production P1 will be base year's production plus increment, and this will give us 1 plus 9 by 5, which is 14 by 5. Therefore, index number will be P1 upon P0 into 100, 14 by 5 upon 1 into 100. So the answer is 2. This is what, students, we have to remember. Question 13 is also a very important sum. Students, question 13 is also a very important sum. Now, students, question 14, IL is 2 to 1.5. IL is 2 to 1.5. IF is equal to, find IP. We use the formula IF is equal to root of IL into IP. So IF square will be IL into IP. So IP will be IF square upon IL triple 2 square upon 2 to 1 5 and simplify. This comes out to be 222.5. So students, we have completed our section B today. Now, I think next lecture we will start with section D. Hardly 1 or 2 questions are pending. Then students, I think section E we have completed in total. Section F, the remaining 2-3 sums, we will complete very soon. So within 2 lectures, students, we will complete this chapter. So I hope that you write these theories and these questions twice, try to understand, note down the formulas. The remaining will take in the next lecture. Thank you.